I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hello, welcome back to this month's wellness video. My name is Catherine Williams and I'm the Director of Mental Health and Behavioral Supports. It's great to see you again. Did you know that September is National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month? Did you know that suicide is the second leading cause of death for individuals ranging in age from 10 to 24? This is a very alarming statistic. Suicide is preventable, and our goal today is to promote an awareness of these signs and symptoms to remove the stigma and get help for ourselves and our friends. Remember, last month we discussed the idea of removing the stigma of mental health by discussing it and asking for help for ourselves and our friends. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Let's review the ground rules that were established on the previous video. Our first ground rule is that we should all listen with an open mind. Second, we will avoid personal stories. We will also be supportive of each other. We will not tease or make fun of each other or anyone or anything that is said in class. We will listen when someone is speaking, and only one person will speak at a time. Our last and most important ground rule is that whatever is said in this room stays in this room. This is a safe place to speak and ask questions. What is said in this room should not be gossiped about later in the hallways or on social media. However, please know that we do want you to discuss with your parents or guardians the material that is presented in our videos. It is important to know that if a student discloses potential harmful behavior to self or others to an adult in the room, that adult is required by law to report this behavior. Now let's watch a video discussing mental health and its impact on youth.
Mental illness can affect anyone. Mental health affects how we feel, think, and act. It's important at every stage of life so that we can cope with stressful situations, work productively, and make meaningful contributions to our community. However, the statistics are staggering. Over 45% of teens suffer from a mental disorder, and 1 in 5 teens suffer from a severe mental illness. That's 20% of our teen population. Mental illnesses are brain function disorders. They have many causes and result from complex interactions between a person's genes and their environment. A person struggling with mental health should not be viewed any different than if someone were experiencing a physical illness. Mental illness is not a choice or a failure. It does not discriminate. It can affect anyone, regardless of age, gender, social status, ethnicity, or any other aspect of cultural identity. In fact, mental illnesses occur at similar rates around the world, in every culture and in all socioeconomic groups. The concern with mental health isn't just about the statistics. It's about well-being. It can affect families, friends, and our communities. But you can help make a difference by learning to recognize the signs of mental illness. A mental illness makes the things you do in life hard, like work, school, and socializing. It's also not always clear when a problem with mood or thinking has become serious enough to be a concern. Sometimes a depressed mood is normal, such as when a person experiences the loss of a loved one. But if that depressed mood continues to cause distress or gets in the way of normal daily functioning, the person may benefit from professional care. If you think you or someone you know might be struggling with their mental health, it is best to consult a professional. Early identification and effective treatment is key to treating a disorder and preventing future disability. A healthcare professional will connect symptoms and experiences to help formulate a diagnosis. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for young people between 10 to 24. If you're thinking about suicide, are worried about a friend or loved one, or would like emotional support, call 1-800-273-8255.
Today we're going to learn about the difference between a mental health challenge versus just having a bad day. We all experience challenges that may impact our feelings, emotions, and behaviors. Crying, feeling sad, becoming annoyed, frustrated, or even angry are all normal responses to life challenges and do not mean that you have a mental illness or a mental health concern. A person with a mental health challenge will experience significant and ongoing changes with their feelings, thinking, physical and emotional health, and behaviors that vary in severity but that affect a person's ability to function and carry out their daily activities. Mental health challenges can affect a person's thinking. Let's think about that for a moment. In what ways can someone be affected if they experience a mental health challenge? A mental health challenge affects an individual's thinking, emotional state, and behavior. Since a mental health challenge disrupts the person's ability to attend school, carry out daily activities, and engage in fulfilling relationships and friendships, mental health challenges impact our abilities to find happiness or even laugh. Do you know what the difference is between a sign and a symptom? A sign is something that you can see. It can be observed by people around you. You can see a person crying or even being aggressive. A symptom is something that's felt by the individual experiencing it. It may not be seen by others, so if someone feels isolated, rejected, or anxious, you may not be able to see it just by looking at them. In other words, a sign can often be seen while a symptom may just be felt. Let's give the students a chance to share what they know about signs and symptoms. Okay, does anyone know what some signs and symptoms are of mental health challenges? After your teacher pauses the video, discuss with your neighbor different signs and symptoms. Try to come up with at least 5 signs and symptoms. Teachers, please pause the video and allow students to brainstorm a list of signs and symptoms of mental health challenges. Thanks for participating. Some of the signs and symptoms that you may have listed were withdrawing from friends and family, feeling isolated, and a lack of motivation to complete tasks. Also, having difficulty focusing and remembering as well as a lack of energy are also signs and symptoms. Some examples that you may have thought of include experiencing a loss of interest in activities that were previously enjoyable, extreme feelings of sadness, irritability, or anxiousness. You may also have discussed feelings of hopelessness, worthlessness, reckless behavior, extreme mood swings, or even thoughts of suicide. Some suicidal warning signs can include suicidal threats, notes, plans, and/or social media posts. Some people may begin to give away all of their favorite items. There could be a preoccupation with death or noticeable changes in behavior, including sleeping, eating, or appearance. Other times, there may be extreme mood swings, including sudden, unexplained happiness or even withdrawal. Remember, there is always hope for you and others. If you or someone you know is experiencing any of these signs or symptoms of suicide, please go to a trusted adult at school or at home, such as a parent or guardian, teacher, school counselor, or SRO. There's a number to call if you need help. That number is on the screen, and it is 1-800-273-TALK or 8255. There is also a new number for that same hotline. That is 988. You can call or text to 988. The option to text HOME, HOME, to 741-741 is still available too. Also, you can always call 211 if you just want to talk to someone, or 911. These hotlines and texting options are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I think it's important to point out that sometimes a symptom, such as a lack of motivation or maybe even feeling a little isolated, may just be a sign of having a bad day. However, if you are having these symptoms over a long period of time, then this could be a sign that you may be having a mental health challenge. That reminds me of what the video was saying about how it impacts school, home, and relationships. We know that often when we are having difficulty with our ability to live, love, and laugh, that this may be a sign to get help for ourselves. It's okay to talk about it with others. Let's take a moment to review the information regarding signs and symptoms. Teachers, please pause the video to allow for student response. The signs and symptoms that we discussed are not all of the signs and symptoms that someone could be living with while experiencing a mental health challenge. But now that you know what signs and symptoms could look like, you can make a difference by reaching out to someone that you are concerned about, or you can reach out to help yourself. Remember that it's okay to talk about mental health. Talking about how you feel or asking a friend how they are feeling helps to reduce stigma. It allows people to get the help that they need. It also increases our ability to bounce back from these challenges. Many things can help you bounce back from a challenge that you face. This is called resilience. Resilience is important because it keeps you aware of the situation, your emotional reaction, and the behaviors of others around you. Getting help can help us change our thought patterns to help build our resilience. Working through challenges is one way for us to keep learning about ourselves and our strengths, and that knowledge allows us to continue to grow mentally and emotionally. During the last video, it was mentioned that we are going to include information about resilience and its 11 traits this year. If you recall, resilience is having the skills and characteristics needed to help overcome any challenge. On your screen, you are looking at the 11 traits of resilience. Please take a minute to read through the list and definitions. Some of these traits probably sound familiar to you. We will continue to discuss these traits throughout the year during our wellness lessons. Positive supports can also help build resilience and optimistic outcomes. What are positive supports? They are personal, behavioral, or situational factors that can contribute to a student's mental wellness and serve as a buffer against life challenges. We're going to watch a video on resiliency.
Resiliency is having the tools to persevere through hard times. Listen, it's not always easy, but with the right skills and attitude, I've overcome obstacles, and so can you.
Resiliency and perseverance mean to me having the discipline to continue down the path that is not the most popular.
Everyone who walks this earth will go through some type of adversity where you have to exercise being resilient.
You're going to throw interception. You're going to fumble the ball. And if you're not resilient, if one mistake means the end of the world to you, you're never going to win.
It's not always easy, but with the right skills, I've overcome a lot of obstacles, and so can you.
You can get through it. You know how I know you can get through it? Because I was able to get through it.
But the discipline to keep going, to see it through, that's perseverance. That's being resilient and finding a way to stay the course, keep the right attitude, even when all the odds are against you.
To be a champion, you've got to say, you know what? Even if things are tough, even if I make a mistake, I can bounce back.
Resiliency is having the tools to preserve through hard times. It's not always easy, but with the right skills, I've learned to overcome obstacles, and so can you.
But know that what you're going through is to help someone else be resilient and persevere. So don't give up and stay the course.
This clip discussed why it's important to learn coping skills and positive supports. Let's try to list several positive supports. Turn and talk with your neighbor to share what you would consider to be a positive support for you. What positive supports could help you handle a stressful situation or experience? Teachers, please pause the video and allow for students to make a list. Thanks for participating. Positive supports can include exercising and eating healthy, and having good sleeping habits. Having at least one caring adult can make a difference in our lives. Building a sense of connection within our communities or participating in school activities and events is also very helpful. Engage in positive self-talk like, I am enough, you've got this, and other encouraging thoughts. Using healthy coping skills, such as taking a deep breath, writing in journals, and doing activities that bring you joy is important. Taking care of your health can improve your personal health. Students, how can appropriate self-care help to promote your overall level of health? What can happen when we continuously work to improve our self-care? Teachers, please pause the video now and allow students a moment to turn and talk to discuss their responses. You may also want to allow several students to share their responses. By continuing to work each day, increasing your positive self-care, you're going to continue to build resilience, which will help result in improving your overall level of health. Our bodies are constantly a work in progress. Making a daily effort to improve your health will improve multiple aspects of your lives. In upcoming videos, we will further discuss the process of getting help for yourself and others. Now, let's practice emotional regulation by using our 5 senses. Okay, sit in your chair so that you feel comfortable and relaxed. We are going to use our 5 senses to help us relax. Look around and find 5 things you can see, such as the sun, pictures on the wall, or your friend. Now, focus on 4 things you can feel, such as your feet on the floor, the pencil in your hand, or the book on your desk. Listen for 3 things you can hear, such as the clock ticking, the birds outside, or the air blowing. Think of 2 things you can smell, such as food from the cafeteria, fresh cut grass, or your favorite perfume or cologne. Last, what's 1 thing you can taste? Your mint toothpaste, your favorite food, or the candy you just ate? You can use your senses to put your focus on something that helps you to focus, calm down, or relax. We hope this technique is helpful the next time you want a mindful moment when responding to an everyday challenge. Today we learned about the difference between a mental health challenge versus just having a bad day. We discussed signs and symptoms, suicide prevention, and hotlines you can text or call. We also discussed resiliency, coping strategies, and positivity. In upcoming videos, we will continue discussing healthy habits and the process of getting help for yourself and others. Today's wellness video lesson and activities were developed by our district licensed mental health professionals. Remember, we want you to know that it's okay to speak with someone if you feel you need some help or support. Teachers are available, and you could always see your school counselor or speak to your parent or guardian. We hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and we look forward to seeing you for our next wellness video.